Alright, this is class 2. Alright, we're going to begin with a staff. How many lines is that? 5. We're going to begin with right hand or treble clef. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to draw, we already did a C scale, now we're going to draw, we can do a flat scale or we can do a sharp scale. If we do a flat, oops, I don't like that marker. If we do flats, we need to know, we can put our time signature in there, we have our treble clef, and now we need to figure out the key signature or the scale. If we are in the C scale or the key of C, remember we discussed there are no black keys. So we can write any note we want and it will sound beautiful. But we're going to start with a song that is in the key of B flat. Now flats, if you have a flat in a song, it will always go in this order. It spells the word bead. Alright? So if you have one flat, it will always be a B flat. Unless it's an accidental. They all of a sudden said we want an eerie sound, and we don't normally have a B flat in this song, but we do want one in this measure. They'll draw a flat right in front of the note, and that will be called an accidental. But in the math of music, if you have a flat, it will always be a B flat. Remember, this is Every Good Boy. Okay? B flat. If I have a song with 2 flats, it will always be B and E. So remember face, we can put the E right here. There is also E down here for every, but with key signatures, they have a specific, honey, I'm taping right now. They have a specific way you draw this, so you always use this E. Now another thing I purposely did is I drew that badly. They want you to fill that whole space in. That B is done correctly. Can you go upstairs?
I wish do we have hot chocolate?
I don't think so.
We're all wet.
Alright, tell Dad I'm doing a video and you guys can hang out upstairs. Alright, so I have 2 flats, B and E. If I have 3 flats, it will always be B, E, and A. Always. There's the A of face. This is the A they want you to use. They do not want you to go up here to this A and draw a flat way up here. They do not want that. Okay? If, for your teacher, for your piano teacher, if you draw it in the wrong space, she's just simply going to say, you know, reroute you and get you back. If your song has 4 flats, it will always be B, E, A, D. Deserves. Okay? If your song, okay, so if they ask you to draw a key signature with flats, that is how you're going to do it. If they say, draw me a key signature with 3 flats, it's going to be a B first. And I'm going to give you a minute and see if you can do that. Draw me 3 flats. So the first flat would be B, the second flat would be E, and the third flat would be A. So that song has 3 flats. So anytime you play a B on your instrument, an E on your instrument, or an A on your instrument, you are going to push the black key instead of the white key. And let me tell you that on a clarinet, that's not so hard. But on a piano, that's really hard because you're not just pushing one note at a time. And if you're using 3 fingers in one hand and 3 in the other, and you have to remember, every time I hit a B, E, A, I have to push the black key. Okay, so that's why it's very important to practice. And if you start piano now, you'll start in the key of C, so you won't have any sharps or flats, and you would probably start with just one. And then you'll play a song, and every time you hit a B, you'll have to remember to push that black key. But the very first book, you'll probably always have a C, key of C, and you'll have no black keys, I would almost assume. All right, so now, if they want you to draw some measures with sharps, they have a different order. This is the little phrase I use to remember the order of the sharps is friends can go down and eat breakfast. If you have a song with sharps, you are always going to have fudge first. You will never have a key signature that looks like this. A of face. All right, so this song has an A sharp. It will never, ever be that way, okay? Ever. There's an order that it goes. All right? If your song has two sharps, what would you draw? You would draw an F and a C. So here's my fudge, and here's my C. If your song has three sharps, what will they be? F, friends can go. And I'll use good from every good. So this song has the F has to be a black key, the C has to be a black key, and the G has to be a black key. I rarely have had to play songs that have had more than three sharps or three flats. Sometimes more, but a lot of songs are good. And some people have asked me, why don't they just make all the music in C, the key of C, so that it's easier? And I really don't know. I really don't know. All right, so you just learned how to make key signatures. Now, we want to learn all the notes that are used in our particular key. So we're going to write the scale out. So, 5 lines on the staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Treble clef. I'll do 4, 4. Okay? And I will do a D scale, or the key of D. Okay? Let me tell you what you can do for scales. You can do C, or A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Or you can do A flat, B flat. You never do a C flat. D flat. You remember the C flat is this B. We're just going to skip that because that's off. E flat. We never do an F flat, but we'll do a G flat. Okay. Those are the scales that we're going to use. These scales have flats, so these have sharps. Okay, so we're doing D, so we know that it's going to have sharps. The F actually is a weird one, and it has one flat. A and the C doesn't have one. All right, so only 4 have sharps for now that we're going to use. Just like you had to memorize that C has no flats and no sharps, you do need to memorize that F has 1 flat. And I'll explain that in a minute why. All right, so we're drawing D. Okay? The D scale is going to start on D. Now, what do I have here? Every good boy deserves. I don't want to start right here because look, I'm going to run out of room, and then I'm going to have to use all those ledger lines because a scale has 8 notes in it. So what about face? F-A-C-E. Well, I can't use that. How about I use the D that's in the white? That's in between So here's your middle C. Okay? So I'm going to start on D. So that's the space note under the staff. So there's my D. There's my E. Sorry, this is off. I'm trying to hurry. F, G. So I'm going line, space, line. B. I got to go all the way to deserves, right? Deserves fudge. Ah, look at this, horrible. Trying to hurry so you guys don't have to watch me all day. Alright, so I went D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So I've got my 8 notes. Now, I know that I'm going to have sharps because it's not the key of C and it's not the key of F. So, how do I figure that out? Alright, I think you all have learned this, but alright, so what they do on a major, first of all, there's 2 types of scales, okay? This is a scale. There's a major scale, and that always sounds happy because you're going to hit all the white keys correctly. If your song has a black key in it, you're going to hit it correctly, and it's all going to be happy. But if you want like an eerie song, and you want minor, alright, that would be minor. We're just dealing with major today, okay? You might have a question in your book that says, tell me 2 types of scales. That would be major or minor. They might have a question in the book that says, how many notes are in a scale? That would be 8. They might have a question that says, what is the key time signature in this song? It would be 4/4. They might ask you how many D's are in this song, and then you would say 2. I'll draw my bar line. My song has 2 measures, and I'll draw 2 here, kind of a heavier one. If I put 2 dots there, it means I'm going to repeat my song. So I'm making a song, and it's going to be a scale. And my math is right. I went space, line, space, line. My C here is a little big, but oops. All right. And now I need to figure out my key signature, because we're not in the key of C right now, so we're going to have a sharp. So the first thing we do is we draw an F sharp. Every good boy deserves fudge. There's my fudge. Okay, the way to figure out the key, there's a simple little trick with sharps, is to go up 1 note from the sharp, from the last sharp. So this is an F sharp. So if I go 1 note past F sharp, I'm at G. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, so I'm at G. Do I want the key of G? No, I don't. Okay, shoot. If I did, I'd be done. All right, let's add another one. What's the next one we add? C. So this is F, A, C, E. So let's use this C. That's the one the musicians want. All right, what is the note after C in the alphabet? D. Is that the key we want? Yes. We are finished with our key signature. I'm going to go through that again, okay? The first sharp I'm going to put on here, and I know it's sharps and not flats because it just is just a letter, and these have flats. They don't use a G sharp scale. They don't use E sharp. They don't use D sharp. They don't use B sharp. They don't use A sharp. They just use, those are sharps. These are flat keys. Okay, so we're trying to figure out how to make our key signature. So we're going to start with our sharp. Okay, our first sharp is F, which is fudge. And what is the letter after F? G. Is that the key we want? No. So we have to add some more. We're not there yet. All right. Friends can. They want us to use this C, not middle C. Okay, friends can. What is the letter after C? D. Am I in the right place? Yes, so I can stop now. Now, typically in a song, you don't draw the sharps in, but I think in your theory book you're going to have to. So let's find them. Let's find the F's first. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. All right, this is a C sharp. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So now we have treble clef staff, we have our time signature, we have our key signature, our math is correct, we have our end bar. We wrote a song in the major key, and our song just happens to be a scale. If we decide to do a different scale with a flat, we would do it totally different. Flats have a different rule. If at this point you do not understand the sharps, you need to rewind this video or start it over on YouTube. Alright? You need to start it over and you need to watch it again because the flats is a different rule. So please start your video over now. If you're ready to move on, this time, instead of doing D, which would be sharps, I'm going to do a flat. I am going to do A flat. That's my key. Alright, so I have my staff, my treble clef. This time I'm going to do something fun and I'm going to go like that. C, so that means we count to 4. Remember, C equals 4, 4. Okay, so now I need to know how to make my key signature. Alright, so you do your clef, that's a treble clef, bad one. You do your staff, you do your treble clef, you do your time signature, 4 4s, okay, one of those. And now we're going to do the key. What key is it? It looks like the key of C. It is not. I want my song to be in the scale of A flat. So I need to figure out how to make my key signature. Okay, with flats, the order is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. See the word beat in there? That kind of helps. Alright. So, we're going to put our flats in our key signature. So the first one we would put in is B. And they like it right there. Every good boy. That's your B line. Now remember I said that there's 2 things you need to memorize. The key of C has no black keys and the key of F has 1 flat. So right now this is the key of F. Okay? Now we have to add another flat. So we're going to add the E and they use this one for face. They don't use every down here. Okay? They use that one. So you do have to memorize which one they like. And do you notice they're using more of the top of the staff? So that kind of helps. Now on a flat, to find the key signature for flats, what you want to do is go back to the second to last flat. Okay? So our second to last flat is B flat. So 2 flats. 1 flat, let's do this a minute, is F. That's not what we want. 2 flats be B flat. Is that what I'm doing? No. Let's add another one. So it's B, E, A. This is the A they use from face. 3 flats. What is the second to last flat? E flat. So I have 3 flats. The second to last flat is the E flat. Is that the key I want? No. Alright, I'm going to add 4 flats. The 4th one is D, deserves. Okay. What is the second to last flat? It's the A flat. Now I'm done. I wanted the key of A flat, so now I've arrived. Now my key signature is done. Alright, so I'm going to do a 1 measure song, and it's going to be a half note and a half note. Isn't that just a beautiful song? Okay, And so when I play this note, I need to make sure I push the black key. So you could try playing this at home. Find the F, find the A flat. There's your little song you made. Alright, so this is how to make a sharp key signature and a flat key signature.